Selfseeker channel. Today I have the pleasure of speaking with Michael O'Neill, the founder of the Heart Party and also the husband of Barbara O'Neill. Hello, Michael. Welcome.
Yeah, hello, Nick. I'm very pleased to be here.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us today.
It's a pleasure.
So we are in Phuket, Thailand.
Yes, we're here at the Le Remedian Hotel. We've just conducted a one-week program with Barbara. You've been an attendee, and it's been a marvellous experience. We've had quite a number of people here, and it's been a live-in 1 week where we've been fully immersed in finding out the secrets of long life and eternal happiness.
Yes, and we've been jumping into the ocean every morning and
Yeah,
exercising.
that's
It's
correct.
been fantastic.
Well, this place is beautiful because it actually fronts into its own private bay. So even though we're in Phuket and in one of the sort of busy areas of Phuket, it's like it's a million miles away.
Yes, absolutely. So, what's the reason we've chosen Phuket and not Australia? I'm just curious.
Yeah, well, of course, Barbara has been banned in Australia for giving health advice, which is an absolute absurdity because all she does is teach that the body is designed to heal itself. And apparently that is a dangerous threat to the well-being of Australian people. And of course, we could sit here and fight and squabble about it, but we've decided to come out to countries like Thailand, like USA, like India, like the Middle East, like Africa, like Europe, that actually want their people to be healthier.
Yeah.
And we've chosen this little week in this beautiful sanctuary here at Phuket to be able to share this information.
So, Michael, you've been interested in wellness and health for a while.
Over 40 years, but for 40 years I've been running my own wellness centres or health retreats. In fact, I was doing it for nearly 10 years before I married Barbara.
Wow.
So it's sort of almost embedded in my DNA now.
Yeah, okay. And I believe you run a retreat called Misty Mountain.
Misty Mountain Lifestyle Retreat
Yeah.
in Australia.
Yep.
It's in North New South Wales, west of the town of Kempsey. Of course, you can find us on the internet at www.mmh.com.au. And it's a marvellous place. It's a little sanctuary up in the mountains, clear mountain streams coming out, and wildlife, bird life, and just a whole sense of peace, as well as just this great rejuvenation program that you can do for 1 week or 2 weeks here.
So, what are the primary reasons people come there, and what kind of changes do they see?
Well, they usually come. Some people they'll have problems like maybe diabetes, maybe they've had a heart attack. Some people have even been told that there's nothing more that mainstream medicine can do for you. So they can be, in some cases, a bit of an act of desperation. Of course, we promise nothing. All we do is teach people how to eat well, to live, but we actually take over a person's life for 1 week. Like we take control. And almost 100% people come out and say, I feel like I'm having a new life. I've learned how to look after my body. And simple things like drinking more water, exercising, breathing fresh air, eating a good diet, no snacking, no eating sugary junk, and all these sort of things. And that has a powerful impact because this body that we're born in, since the day we were born, it's desiring to do one thing, and that is to heal us. And the greatest hindering act in the healing is ourselves.
Yeah.
Because we, instead of feeding it well, we fill it full of junk, we poison it with medication, thinking this is a great idea, and this is just a profit-making venture by big companies. But once you strip it bare and just bring in good diet and all these simple laws of life, the sustained need principles, people naturally just feel better.
Beautiful. I did not get a chance to purchase The Assassination of Barbara O'Neill, the book that you've written.
Yes.
I really wish to get my hand on it, but could you tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. The book Assassination of Barbara O'Neill is about the character assassination of Barbara O'Neill by the pharmaceutical industry, which is working through its lapdog, the Healthcare Complaints Commission, which is a government organisation, and of course mainstream media, which is reliant on pharmaceutical advertising, and so you have this trilogy of evil that is working against humans for profit. So when Barbara started to talk about, oh, the body's designed to heal itself and will do so if you give it the right conditions, this became a great threat to their message and their profit lines. And so they went all out to get Barbara. Now they had nothing against her. In fact, when we went through the tribunal, uh, they conceded there was nothing. They couldn't fine her. They couldn't do anything. They just put this permanent ban on her. So watching the misinformation in the media, listening to people's wrong ideas and taking so many phone calls from people saying, well, what actually happened? I thought, you know what, I'm just going to put in a book. I'm just going to write a book about it. And so people can realize, and I was very thorough. I used their own documentation. I was there at the tribunal. I was eyewitness to the whole thing. I used their papers, their findings and I wrote that book so people could have a clear conception. I waited for a rebuttal from them. Nothing.
Right.
Nothing. Because there is no rebuttal in truth. There's only a rebuttal in their legislation because these organisations don't obey the rule of law. See, the rule of law in the democracy is you're innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
But they work on the premises that you're guilty and it's up to you to prove your innocence.
Wow.
And so this is why we find it's bizarre that these organisations that operate outside the rule of law, yet they have authority to persecute the Australian people and deprive them of what everyone wants: good health.
Yeah. Wow. So, could you tell us a little bit about your political party? I'm very
Yes,
interested in that.
sure. Now the political party is called the Heart Party, and Heart is, well, we've decided to put heart into politics, and we are at the heart of politics. But Heart stands for our full name is Health, Environment, Accountability, Rights, and Transparency. So that's it. And what could you disagree with that? So, because we realise that health is number one. If we don't have a healthy nation, then we have a sick nation. And we do have a sick nation, and we have people profiting off that sick nation, and it's not right. And we have a government-sponsored program to support the profiteering of big companies at the expense of the population. It's just disgusting. The second one is environment. Everybody loves a good environment. I do. I live in a beautiful environment. We want to sustain it, but we also don't accept the government narrative, which is a financial benefit for others. We believe that there are many ways. Healthing the body, organic foods, these are ways without saturating the earth with mass pesticides is one simple way that we can improve our environment. Of course, they don't look in that direction. The next one is accountability. We want accountability. We want government to be fully accountable. Do you know that organisations like the TGA are funded over 90% by pharmaceutical industry?
Wow.
It's unbelievable. And who is the pharmaceutical industry? It has been fined in Australian dollars over $123 billion in fines.
Wow.
Like, this is a recorded fact. So we've got the government sponsoring and upholding an industry that is the most corrupt organisation in the world by virtue of the massive amount of fines. So how could we have this inequity? It's mafia style government that we have, where the corrupt government supports corruption.
Yeah.
And of course, then we have HEAR rights. We want to see a Bill of Rights. We want to see rights enshrined in law for Australians so that things like the COVID narrative and the oppression of people can never happen again, where we can never lose the right to freedom of speech, never lose the right to educate our children how we want to, never lose the right to be able to decide how we're going to conduct our health, and transparency in everything the government does. We want full transparency.
Yes.
No hidden documents. No, we want we want transparency. We want a transparent government. They are the servants of the people,
Mm.
and yeah, that's our name.
Fantastic. So, how can how can we Australians support you in your work?
Well, you could become a member of the party, and that can be found easily at heartparty.com.au. Online, you can sign up and be a financial member for a low fee of $25, $50, I'm not sure. You could become help us on polling day. You could um, just find out where we're batting and be supportive to us. So we sometimes we do press releases, we do um, petitions. You might even like to become a candidate and enter politics. There are many ways, but letting your friends know, letting you know there is an alternative that is interested in the health of Australia and the well-being of Australia.
So, do you feel Australia is sort of lagging behind other countries when it comes to this health-related information and policies and all that?
I feel Australia's seriously lagging. I think there are big things happening in America with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He's a wonderful man, and he has put his life on the line and his reputation to fight for American people against the horrific foods that are being offered to through the children, the whole food chain in America, and against these corrupt pharmaceutical organisations. Australia, we have chronic sickness in our children. We have something like getting close to 50% of obese children in Australia. We are not a healthy nation. Now, I do see other nations that are far more healthy.
Mm.
Now, they'll often point to and say, oh, but we live longer in Australia. Now, I do accept that we have more hygienic practices, and so we should. Um, but our problem isn't hygiene, and it isn't infectious diseases, which was all COVID was about. It's about lifestyle.
Mm.
That's our great danger to health is lifestyle. We have a bad lifestyle. We eat badly, and we are over medicated. We're the second most over medicated country in the world, only to America.
Wow.
We have to change,
Yeah.
and we'd like to be part of that change.
Fantastic. If I may ask, what is your vision for the future?
My vision for the future, I would like to see for Australia, I would like to see Australia where we have big government stripped. I believe that we are overgoverned at a level that's disproportionate. The current figures are that around 25% of the Australia workforce, we work for the government or government-funded organisations. We can't sustain that. We only sustain it through mining. If we didn't have our mining income, we would be completely broke. We're in massive debt since COVID.
Yeah.
And there was a period we were debt free as a nation. So my long-term vision is yes, we have to fight back. We're so massively overgoverned, and that's the responsibility of government to cut this back. Not just it needs a huge axe. It needs to be a program that's over years where it just keeps winding back. Find the useless, repetitive organisations. We have a housing crisis in Australia. The main reason for our housing crisis is not immigrants. It's because of the over-regulation of our housing market. We have the most regulated housing market. It doesn't bring us better houses. It doesn't bring us safer houses. It brings us far more expensive houses, and it also delays the process and kills the incentive for people to build houses. That's our problem. I would like to see planning departments pretty much abolished at local council level. They're pretty much abolished because I trust Australian people to make a decision. If they want to build a house, they'll build a good house.
Yes.
And if they want to buy a block of land and build a ramshackle house, then so be it.
Yeah.
Let them build that ramshackle house.
Yeah.
Just as we have the privilege to be able to buy an old car that might be a clunker.
Yeah.
That's our choice. Or you can have a big flash. You can do what you like. But we've lost we've actually come to think that we can only do things if there's a government rule for it. And it wasn't how Australia was. Australia was very much a free nation. The best built houses in Australian history that is taught in universities. Like I was talking to an architectural student, he said, "Oh, we're taught that the strongest and best built houses were built in the 50s and the 60s. Might add, that was a time of no regulation.
Right.
Yeah, regulation has brought more expensive houses, but
Yeah.
the quality hasn't increased. Oh, they're flasher, of course. They've got en suites here, and they've got this blah blah blah. But then they also go with the tail end of massive debt for a young population. How can they? This is ridiculous. Current figures are too that 44% of new house pricing in Sydney, 44% of building a new house in Sydney are government fees, charges, and legislation.
What?
That's nearly doubling the price of a house.
Wow.
So I want to scrap it all. I'd like to see it scrapped.
Absolutely. There's no need for it.
Then we will not have a housing crisis.
Yeah.
Yes, house prices will drop in the short term. They will. They will. So be it. So be it. So, but it will also reduce inflation and the cost of living. So it has, while it has a downside, it has an upside.
Yeah.
So everything level, water finds its level eventually.
Yeah. Absolutely. I hold this event called Using Plants as Medicine, and I'm really hoping that Barbara can come along and speak at the event this year. What do you think are the chances of that happening? How do we make it happen?
Well, it really, yes, we will keep talking. I would think in December we could probably do something.
Beautiful.
Barbara will be back in Australia on holidays,
Yeah.
that she'll come along. And of course, if she comes, she won't be giving health advice.
No.
She will be just giving entertainment.
Yes.
And so, look, honestly, the Healthcare Complaints Commission is such a corrupt organisation. I've witnessed firsthand, I've looked at their case studies, they are totally corrupt.
Yeah.
They're mostly funded by pharmaceutical.
Yeah.
They have no idea about health. They are basically an ideology enforcer.
Yeah.
They force the ideology of drugs, medication, radiation, operation. I always say that's their mantra. Medication, radiation, operation. Our mantra is investigation, education, and then rejuvenation.
Wow.
And that's what Australia needs. And when Australia has that, do you know that if we were to take 1% or less of our health budget, even far less than that, just a percentage, and did a massive advertising campaign that showed people the benefits. Do you know that if you drank 8 glasses of water a day and list the health benefits, did you know that if you went to bed at 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night instead of 1 a.m., these will be your health benefits. You will live longer. You will exercise. I think it could radically change the way Australians live, because we are subject to advertising and we do listen to it. And that's how they got the whole world to shut down for a couple of weeks through basically media. And I think that needs to be used for good. If I watch television at home, it's saturated in pharmaceutical advertising. I think it needs to be saturated in lifestyle education.
Yeah.
And not forever. And then we don't need more hospitals.
Yeah.
We don't need more GPs. We don't need more GP super clinics. We need to empower the people, power to the people, and then we need to let our people go, let them be free thinkers and make their decisions.
Yeah.
And we'll see a nation rise up and be healthier, happier, and more productive.
Yes. Speaking of healthy and happy, I just wanted to know your thoughts on making a relationship healthy and strong. What do you think are the keys to doing that? Having a relationship
A relationship in which context?
in a romantic
A
relationship
romantic.
with a
Well,
partner.
I think that you need to be aligned. If we go back, it's when you choose someone, you have to be aligned on the key things that are important to you. And you have to work out what is important to me and what are deal breakers, and deal with everything honestly and squarely, not so emotionally.
Right.
Okay, because I think that's not saying that you have not to feel something for a person. So that's the foundation. Then as you move on, let's just take someone that's already in a relationship. What's the keys there? I think that it has to be very tolerant of other people's views. and realize that you don't own the person.
Right.
And with Barbara and I don't own her and she doesn't own me. And I've always been very strong on that. So she is her own free person.
Yes.
And I'm my own free person.
Yeah.
And my job is to support her in her growth as a person.
Mhm.
And she can in turn do it me. And then you have happy people. Also, just Barbara took a talk yesterday and I heard she mentioned that I've never been angry at her in 30 years of marriage,
Yeah.
but she's never nagged me.
Right.
She doesn't nag. It's a double-sided coin.
Yeah.
And so there's some very simple things like it's holding our own. The Bible says that a fool utters all that is in their heart, but a wise person keeps it in. Because I know in a relationship many things happen, and I think, no, be quiet. I don't have to say everything that's on my mind. And generally, if I say things, it only hurts. So be tolerant, be kind. You're pledged to protect this person. For a man, that's the weaker vessel in some ways, physically.
Yeah.
And my job is to look after, protect her, and care for her. Generally, if I do that, she responds very favourably. Barbara will go to, I'll do anything for her. She'll do anything for me. We have this very a nice relationship. Are we different? Oh dear, are we different? Our personalities are so very much different, but we are very much aligned on the things that are important in our life. Yeah. We're very much aligned on our quest to be healthy and help people with their health. We're very much aligned on our Christian faith. Yeah. And we're very much aligned on how we felt children should be raised. Yeah. We're very much aligned on spending habits but then there's a diversion. I love hot climates. She loves cold climates. I love cement and all around the place. She likes gardens and green growth. And we're building a home at the moment, and about one side of it where my office is, I've put all concrete there, and she's got another room, a sewing room, and she's put all gardens out there. We have a laugh about it. And say, well, that's Michael's end, and that's my end, So we don't feel any conflict there. Mm-hmm. And conflict, meaning we fight on stupid things. We get very, things bug us. Don't let things bug you. Yeah. It's small. Did that used to bug you when you were gazing in their eyes and feeling all romantic? Probably not, but don't do it now. Yeah. Just be tolerant. And yeah.
Beautiful. Do you have a final message for our viewers, for people all over the world? What would you like to say to them?
If there's one thing in life that's made me to have a good, rock solid comforts, it's my faith and belief in God. Because everything I do, I look out and I think there's this great God of the universe who made me. I have no doubt. I don't think I evolved. I think I was made. I think I was designed. I was made. Obviously my forefathers, and I understand where the earth is going to. I know that one day I will die. So everything keeps in perspective. I'm here for a short time. I'm going to die. There is a God in heaven. He offers me salvation, and he's also given me a work to do. And the primary work that we have, by the example of Jesus, was to help our fellow men. So when I do that and know that I'm in harmony with heaven, it gives you a lot of confidence. It gives you a serenity, and it gives you a power to go ahead and do it and not be scared by obstacles.
Beautiful. Thank you, Michael. It's been such a pleasure knowing you.
Pleasure, Nick.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Thank you. See you then.
Okay.